All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome down. This is our 14th installment of the NxM Community Call, and I'm your host here, Vandal. Happy to have you on with us for this session. A lot of things to go through, a lot of updates for everybody here. Basically, community updates as well as additional updates for those who are involved in event submission for event proposals, as well as our social media squad. I've had a chance also to talk to a number of our members personally, and I'll continue to do that over the next couple of days as we move into next week before the end of the month. This is our last call for the month, so I do want to sort of give a little recap on everything that's been happening over the month. First off, I'm going to start with things on my end that have been going on. I have been here in Portugal now. It's been going on almost a month here officially, and I've been heavily now involved in the Aros Creativo DAO, which is also a physical venue in Lisbon, a really awesome venue. If you're familiar with some of the previous events we did with Rare Effects, Volume 1 and Volume 2, I know some of our NxM community members did participate and perform for that. There's a lot of stuff that I think that we're going to be able to, I guess, interact and collaborate with Aros and NxM. And I'm also happy to announce together with Natuno. I don't know if he's here or not. If you're here, Natuno, just drop a note in the chat. But if not, we will get you up to talk at another point in time. But we did speak about DJ DAO. So this is the NxM DJ DAO, which is meant to be a community for DJs within the ecosystem and the greater NxM family, and facilitate various events catering to DJs. For example, the one that we have going on now, which is Strictly Ballin', which has been happening for the month of September with NxM. It happens every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So if you don't already know, get that on your schedule and for Wednesdays. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff happening. Before we get into that, again, another update on my side is that I've taken a role in the Creatives DAO as a DAO Council member. It's a bigger step for me in terms of playing a leadership role within the greater creative community with NEAR, and facilitating that through NxM, through Aros, and the various other creative DAOs. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out and get to know everybody in the creative ecosystem, because I think that it's going to be really exciting to look at how we can do DAO to DAO collaborations. And this is one thing that we have started to do already, but to see how we can do more of. Also, I got a message from Naveen, so NEAR NFT Club. I'm probably sure most of you are familiar with them already. They have been very active on the social medias promoting NFTs created on NEAR, specifically on Mintbase and Paras. So they have offered us the possibility of promoting NxM events every week. So I've got a Google Sheet there from Naveen where we can put all of our various weekly events in advance for them to help us further our promotions. So this would be something I think would be taken on by our social media team. So shout out to everybody on the team who's been putting in work for that. I've created a Miro board as well. If you haven't had a chance to see the Miro board, I'll share it here in our community call chat. Essentially what it is it's mapping out the ecosystem of NxM and the various people who are involved in that ecosystem. It's growing, and I think that it will kind of there will be additional things in there, like, for example, the onboarding DAO, the DJ DAO, as well as the open NxM store, which I'll talk about in a minute. So these are all parts of the ecosystem that we are wanting to integrate and to help use basically the various tools and people and community members who are there to help support us within the greater Near ecosystem. So big shout out to Naveen from Near NFT and for all the good work they've been doing to support and promote artists within the ecosystem. So without further ado, I think that the first thing I'll do is show what I've been working on the past couple of days. We will start with, I want to show you here a Brave tab. Okay, so I'm going to show you the calendar that I've created. This is kind of a rough calendar at the moment. What I did was I came to our Near governance forum. That's gov.near.org. If you're not already have an account there, please do if you want it to be interactive with what we're doing with NxM and the DAO. This is a place you need to be so you can set up your account here and you can get registered if you haven't already, right? So all I did here was just create a general calendar using the NxM Gmail account, and I've imported or embedded the calendar into this governance forum post so that we'll be able to see all the activities. So for example, today, here's our community call. It's in Portuguese for some reason, but that's okay. And then basically you can join in through the link and so on and so forth. So tomorrow we have the release of the NxM Anthem featuring JCB and Measure 1, right? And on Friday, we've got the DAO Drops live show featuring Sea Soul, Hurricane J, and Purpletariat. And then these are all kind of linked into our crypto voxels, right? And then of course we got a packed week, guys. We got our NxM Live 5, which is happening on Twitch as well. So we'll be doing more of that promotion for that happening. And then of course next week we've got our first events for the week following with Strictly Ballin', and that's going to feature Glazed Baguette, Malaysian fam in the house. And so this is our community calendar. So you can propose to have your events on the calendar, even if it's not necessarily a part of the NxM, I guess, events directly involved in NxM, where if you are an NxM member, then you can submit your events and you're able to then do that without any problem, because I think that it's important for us to share and showcase what's happening in the ecosystem with all the artists that are part of the NxM family, right? This is super cool as well because it allows us to schedule things out a lot better, so we can see, okay, this is happening this day, that's happening on that day. Let me arrange my schedule accordingly, right? So this helps us with the overall schedule. And we'll be putting in things like the Metaverse Music Festival, which Natalie is going to come up and give a few updates on. And then I will share my screen again to show you the next document that I prepared here. This one is specifically for our social media team, okay? I'll just kind of scroll through it really quickly. I'm trying to get everything organized for the team to help streamline a lot of our processes. I think it's really important that we are all aligned with what we're doing in terms of social media. So generally, we have these guidelines, a community calendar that's created, talking and communicating with the various other NxM working groups. So for example, there is the social media group on Telegram, there's the onboarding group, there's the DAO Drops group, there's a Strictly Ballin' group, there's NxM Live, and so on and so forth, right? So working together, I think, is really important, and that we can have a better scheduling in terms of posts and whatnot. So there's posts here, just various stuff, guidance for the social media squad. I think it's also important in terms of NxM as the visual and NxM as the brand and the aesthetics of NxM, as we don't really necessarily have a defined brand other than the logo that I had created a while ago, which I think we can, if we want, do a bounty to improve or do a new logo. Maybe this is something that we can, launch into NearCon that's coming up later on in October. Connectivity, obviously, we have our link tree, right? The link tree is where we go to connect all of our links. And then, of course, based on our budget for social media, all of this is public. Just being as transparent as possible, I think, is the most important thing when it comes to what we're working on here with NxM. And then proposal process. So, for example, the funding proposal for what you're doing for the month and getting paid, and then the reporting proposal, which should be showcasing all the various elements that you've been working on. And yeah, it's all here. It's all listed down here. We've got individual ones: Twitter, the Discord, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Telegram, the YouTube, and so on. So feel free to reply to that if you have any questions, or if you have any comments or concerns, or something I missed, or there's a typo, whatever it might be. Please do jump in there and share your thoughts and opinions. And let's go to the next document here that I prepared, and this is more for our events crew. So anybody who is organizing events already for NxM, and those who are looking to propose something, this is for you. Okay. Again, this is a rough guide. So let's have a look here. Oh, wait. No, not this one. That's not the tab. I'm looking for a different tab. Where is it? Yes, events submission guidelines. All right, so it's pretty much the same thing. Community calendar, communication between the various groups within the NxM ecosystem. Scheduling, I think, is very important. Again, it comes back to the calendar. Events, visuals, and descriptions for the events, and then how that's supposed to be arranged and presented, and what the expectations are. Obviously, communication. It's important. If you're on Telegram, it's really important for you to create folders, and then you can get yourself organized by creating an NxM folder. You can put all the various chats related to NxM in there. And so you have everything all together, because we have a bunch of different groups. We have our community channel, we have our broadcast channel, social media channel, and some of the other events channels as well. We also have a place where you can download the current visual assets of NxM, the logos and banners that we have. We'll be updating that with more stuff. I think, Dede, if we could also get you to pop in any of the visuals that you've created into there. Just click on the link and request access. I will make you an editor, and you can throw in those files that you have. I think it would be handy place. One little bin, one drive folder that anybody in the ecosystem who needs anything can quickly access. Again, link trees and so on. Okay, so budgeting. This is an important part that I want to cover today. And then I'll elaborate after I go off of this screen share. But specifically for events starting in October, and this is not just for events, but in general, all proposals to NxM should be done in US dollar value, right? And then when it's time to then submit your approved event to the DAO, you will look at the dollar value that you proposed and what that is in NEAR, and then you'll propose that number of NEAR to the DAO when you submit. Keep in mind that the hourly rate for work done for pretty much across the board for all proposals is set at $25 US per hour, right? And then the standard payment that we've been going with for the time being for performance is $100 US. And we're hoping that, I don't see this really happening, but some of the events are also bigger than others. So we're looking at capping monthly budgets to $1,000 per month in total. This way we have more funds to go around to support smaller projects and the other various things that we're doing within the NxM ecosystem. Of course, proposals and reports remain the same. You need to submit your funding proposal and you need to submit your report proposal to receive your payout. Of course, we have the responsibilities and expectations for event organizers. This is mainly around scheduling your date and time of the event. Keep in mind the time zones, preparing the visuals and the written things that you need, the description of your event, all those sort of things, so that we can, when we get it to the social media team, everybody knows what they're posting and we can have a cohesive message being sent out. Of course, as an event organizer, your duty is to manage the lineup of artists and coordinate all the content for streaming and broadcasting and so on and so forth. And also another thing to keep in mind if you're doing events is onboarding of artists. So all participating artists should be onboarded, have a near name, and be in the various Telegram channels, okay? As an event organizer, you want to communicate with the social media team directly, okay? And then also to know that your events can be broadcasted via Twitch and screen shared into the NxM Discord, as well as into CryptoVoxels. Yeah, so that's it. Submission proposals the same pretty much for everything. And reporting is pretty similar. It's just about recapping what you've done, showing the results in terms of images or whatnot from documentation, as well as the various attendance numbers and other analytics that you can provide. Also a little recaps, saying whether you did or did not meet your goals or milestones, and how you felt about doing the event, and maybe what you could do better if this is a repeat request, right? Pretty simple along those lines. So I'll stop sharing this and I'll get more back into talking about our monthly budget for NxM, okay? So as it stands now, our monthly budget for NxM DAO is $5,000 US. It's capped at 5,000. And then this will be distributed based on the dollar value requests from all the proposals that come in. We expect that anybody submitting proposals for funding get their proposals in at least on the governance forum by the end of the month, if not into the first couple of days at the beginning of the month. We want to be able to have our funding request for the month in place and ready to go by the first week of each month. So if you're unable to get your request in and get it approved, then unfortunately it probably won't be considered for the budget. So just keep that in mind because we want to get the scheduling going. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity. So I think it's important that we have these deadlines in place, and it helps us as well on the Creatives DAO side to be able to push forward and allocate the necessary funds to all the various DAOs in the space, and help to realize your proposals and the ideas that you have, because this is what we're here for. This is what we're doing. We want to help community members do cool stuff and involve each other and collaborate and have a lot of fun in the process. So with that, let me see, what else did I miss anything? No, just other than that, I think let me think a bit more, but I would ask Natalie if you could raise your hand and we come in, because I know that October is kind of packed and busy, but I think there's opportunities potentially for NxM fam to get involved in the Metaverse Music Festival.
So can you hear me? Hey, everybody.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Let me turn off my 19 fans. It's hot here. Yeah, thank you, Vandal. I appreciate you, as you know. And shout out to all the NxM family. So the Metaverse Music Fest, aka MVMF, is something we've been planning around the clock for the last few months. And so We're all in knee deep in the mud. We have tons of communities across Web3 and NFTs and blockchain, whatever you want to call this space today, coming to participate. They're curating stages, activities. I know we have a group of incredible humans planning like a scavenger hunt. And so there's a lot of bits and pieces that are coming together to make this happen. And so it's really a community driven event to really amplify what everybody is doing and to kind of foster collaboration. That's something that I'd love to see more of. And so I dragged all my friends, and everybody else dragged all their friends to come participate. And one of those friends I'm dragging into this is NxM and also some of our other folks. And so yeah, so what we were thinking of is that NxM is curating a stage. um Let me know if my internet goes out. And so yeah, so NxM is allegedly is going to be curating a stage that will kick off the first night of the festival. And so it was super important for me to and I told the team this, I didn't care what they said, to make sure that we highlight the people that are really in the trenches doing the work and really amplifying artists. And so NxM is and also Dow Records have been doing that from day zero. And so we really wanted to like make sure we're amplifying the work that you all are doing. And so yeah, and we'll be able to kind of onboard tons of artists throughout the festival. And so one of the other things we can do is also help people set up wallets, and we can figure out the mechanism of what that looks like. But there's going to be tons and tons of artists. I am synthesizing all this information today, and let's just say I'm only through like artist 40. And so and so there'll be a lot of opportunity to kind of introduce people to the near protocol and like NxM. But also there's other people that are not artists, which Vandal and I talked about before the call, to kind of come into the space, and we need those types of people too here. And so, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of to introduce people to uh, yourselves and ourselves. And yeah, and so it's going to be pretty wild. 3 days during Halloween weekend. We already have a build out for the portal happening, and things are in full swing. And so, yeah, I'm going to post a Discord link. I'll also be hosting open hours today if you have questions. But we definitely have to get our proposal in for the NxM stage like yesterday. And so if folks want to work on that, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I'll just be chunking away at it with Ian wherever he is in the world. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And we do have a Dow Drops group on what's it called, Telegram.
Yeah.
So maybe I can add you in to that. What do you think, Natalie?
Yeah, that'd be great. So we can get some motion, and I'm happy to spend at least the next week chucking things around so we can make sure we get those proposals in and kind of get the core ideas. We're going to be doing some primary announcements the first week of October, so it would be great if we can announce that NxM, Dow Records, however you want to formulate that, is going to be participating in the festival. And so, yeah, I'll put you all up on the I'll make a thing so we can be on the same page in terms of marketing and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty
Awesome.
wild. So
I'm looking forward to it, and that's a huge task. So kudos to you, Natalie, for being the glue to bring everybody together, and this is a great opportunity as well. I think what Ian had suggested was that the NxM stage would feature all of the artists who had participated in Dow Drops for the past couple of months, so including August, September, and October. So that's something special as to highlight the artist. Yo, Trash Lights. Is that Trash Lights? Did he make it in? I think he made it in. Yeah. Dope. Cool. So thank you so much, Natalie. Anything else that you want to add?
yeah, that's it. Like we definitely have a global community of people from Korea, and we have a large wild contingent from Lithuania out of all places. And so it's going to be a great opportunity to kind of reach around the world in this space and see what people are doing and just meet cool people. And so yeah, I live in the metaverse like half of y'all, so it's going to be amazing. And yeah, if you guys are on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces, it's great if we can take up real estate this is not anything connected to the festival, on those community calls that they're having. And so I'm going to be posting more of those things as they happen, so we can shove ourselves in there and give people the honest kind of outlook and perspective on how to do this. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks so much for the update, Natalie.
Bye,
All right.
Vandal. Thank you guys.
Peace. Right. So I wanted to, I know like Trash Lights is on the way to an early morning gig. Who has a gig at 10 a.m., Trash Lights? Only Trash Lights does. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if you want, if you're able to, oh, it's a rehearsal. Okay. Makes more sense. If you're able to raise your hand and jump on the stage, that would be really cool to like get an update on NxM Anthem. If not, just let me know in the chat and I can do the update on your behalf, and let the people know what to expect and what's coming tomorrow. Also, while Trash Lights figures it out if you can or not, I'll let you know that this weekend we do have NxM Live 5. Okay, that's going down at 8 p.m. My time. So that's probably going to be 12 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken, 3 p.m. Eastern. My time zone math is getting better, let me tell you. So NxM Live is happening on Sunday, the 26th. All right, so don't miss out on that. We've got a really, really dope lineup, which I'm going to pull up right now to tell you about because I think it's important to tell you. We've got Major One, Aunt G, Natuno Blue, and I'm the Saint, I believe. Im the Saint. Yeah, Im the Saint. So maybe it's Innocent Saint or I'm the Saint. I'm the SNT. Yes, so that's going to go down on the 26th of September, 12 p.m. PST. That, of course, is going to be broadcasted into the via the Twitch into our crypto voxels. That's it. Brain's working. Okay, cool. So yeah, no worries, Trash Lights. I'll do the little update for NxM Anthem, which I believe is dropping tomorrow. Excited for that. That's featuring production from JCB and some vocals from Major One. So Major One is all over the place this week. We did actually earlier on in the week. I think it was early. So many things happen. Sometimes it's hard to calculate them all. Yes, on Saturday we had the Emanate second anniversary party in Crypto Voxels, and we did showcase some NxM artists for that. We had MKNK from Malaysia as well as Major One. And yo, John, what's up? Welcome through. And then we also, what do we have? Geez, memories. So many artists, so many really dope artists doing their thing. But yeah, we had like a lot of fun with Emanate, and I think that we are going to, I don't know yet, but we'll see. We're in conversation to see if we can set up something more regularly, potentially. I don't have the full news for you just yet, but this is something that we're trying to do. Hey, Emmanuel, welcome through. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all arriving today to be part of the call. And yeah, so look out for more stuff coming down the pipelines. Today, I also had a call with somebody who is arranging some events that are being planned out in the Sandbox. So if you don't know the Sandbox, it's another metaverse. It's where you can build games and you can have social experiences. And the Sandbox is pretty dope, pretty cool. So there are a lot of upcoming opportunities for NxM members to get involved in. If you want to get involved, there's a place for you to get involved. I'm trying to activate, actually, since we have a number of visual artists as well in the house today. Purple Dot, shout out to you and Emmanuel. I think that we're also looking at ways to get visual artists more involved. So setting up bounties. I know that NxM Anthem also has bounties each month for artists to design the cover for the anthem for the month. And then there's also potential for doing design work for the various events that we have going on, including NxM Live, and also potentially even collaborating with DAO Drops. So cool. I'm super happy that our community is growing, and I'm happy to say that we have, we've got a good 325 members of the NxM community at the moment, and it's really awesome to see the growth. Of course, not everybody is active, which is fine because everybody's got their lives and they do their things. But just to know that we have a good, solid community is the most important thing. So while I'm babbling on, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll try and answer them while we're here. And then I wanted to also just update you on DJ DAO. So we're starting a DJ DAO with Natuno and some of the other DJ members of the community. And DJ DAO is meant to facilitate interaction and onboarding of DJs and the creation of various events that include DJs, which the first one that we have up and running is Strictly Ballin', which happens on a Wednesday. So don't forget, next Wednesday we do have Glazed Baguette performing for us. So if you want to experience and have various things in the metaverse, if you are a DJ and you want to get involved, let us know. If you know a DJ, bring them into NxM. We'll get them placed. There's always opportunities for DJs. Also, there's the CoinGecko event that we're doing every month. That's with DAO Records and CoinGecko. And I really like to get NxM DJs and various other artists slotted into that. So there's a lot of fun this month. We've got a bunch of DJs already lined up for that, including DJ Lethal Skills, the homie, who I'm trying to get more involved in NxM, so we can bridge the gap between what's happening on Emanate as well. Because, if you're a musician, if you're creating music, don't miss out on the opportunity to join Emanate and get your music up there for streaming with proper payment, not this 0.003 cents or whatever it is from the usual suspect streaming services, but earn some proper dough for your music and streaming. And they've got a lot of cool things coming up. All right, so make sure to reach out either in the chat or in our group and all that. We've got I think I want to keep it short today, so we have roughly 10 minutes left before the call ends. But again, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If not, I think I'm pretty much done talking about the stuff that oh no, wait, there's one more thing here. Yes, okay, I'll get it lined up and then I'm going to share it with everybody, because this is another important piece of the NxM puzzle that I think will be really good for a lot of you out there who don't necessarily have the resources or who haven't been able to set up a store yet to mint their NFTs. A lot of people want to mint NFTs. I think this is it's the new trend. I think it's the new way. As Dede would say, NxM is the new way, and minting NFTs should be as easy as possible. So we started, we started Open NxM. So Open NxM, I'll share the screen here, is a store created by NxM, right? And what it is a store where if you as an artist want to mint your stuff, whether particularly music or music related stuff, then you can come and you can fill out the form, which I haven't completed yet, but I will soon. And then we can add you on as a minter. So currently we've got Craig Blackmore, who's come on as a minter. And then once you're on as a minter to the store, you can then go ahead and you can create stuff and you can mint your NFTs here. So there's a whole guide as well that I'm going to be modifying for NxM stuff. that you guys can learn how to do your minting here on Mintbase. But essentially, this is Open NxM. It's really just a community store for NxM members to get on and mint their stuff without having to set up their own store. Now, there are a few things that I wanted to talk to the community about, but I think that I'll put that in a proposal to vote on and to see if we can get feedback on. But that's whether or not we should have a certain royalty for first sale splits that would go back to the NxM DAO. So that's to be discussed. This is still a work in progress, and we're getting it all sorted out. So that's the other new update for you. There's a lot that's been happening, and thanks for tuning in to our 14th community call. Once again, I'm signing off. Vandal, peace out to all of you. I'll catch you for a few minutes also in the tables. So talk to you shortly. All right. Peace.